don't get your expectations too high.
Yeah.
Which is what we have to watch out for, because we meet, Jessica.
Hell yeah, Jessica.
And she's good looking and she's nice to you. And so you take that trajectory of the first 2 data points that are both pointing up, and you just turn that into freaking an angel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
With a future,
with kids, like the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
You have 2 data points.
Yeah.
1, she's cute. 2, she's nice to you at that moment. If you take those 2 data points and run freaking buck wild.
Yeah.
For a female, you take a dude. He's a handsome dude and he's nice to you. There's 2 data points. And you're thinking that this is it. This is the one. Do not do that. Gather more data. You observe.
They get a bunch of data points, and a lot of them are red flags. But they seem to just, bypass those red flags and just look at maybe the 1 or 2 good data points or whatever, and then they base the future on that or whatever.
Yeah. Well, okay. So here's a good addition to my comment.
Yeah.
Gather more data points and read them, and utilize them in the calculus of your forward movement.
Yeah.
Because you're right. I've seen some of my friends. Man, you see mega red flag data points. There's one awesome data point, which is, she's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the data point.
Oh,
and then the other data point is she's psychotic.
Yes.
She is an alcoholic. She is from a insane background. Her environment is crazy. And what's the guy think?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna marry her.
Oh yeah, exciting.
Being from a disciplined family does not make you a disciplined person. Being in a disciplined group does not make you a disciplined person. What makes you a disciplined person is choosing to be disciplined. But what I do tell people is to get after it. That's what I tell people, to get after it.
Yeah.
I tell people to do the things that they know they're supposed to do. Right? There's things that you know you're supposed to do as a human being. Things that you know are going to improve your life. Do those things. There's things that you know are going to make you a worse person and make your life worse. Don't do those things. Don't do the things that are making you weaker. Start doing the things that are going to make you stronger and smarter and faster and healthier and going to make you a better human being. And I'll say the same thing to this guy. You want to be more disciplined? Get after it. That's it, man. Get up early, do some kind of workout, eat good foods, clean your room, make a list of things that you're supposed to do in your life, and then wake up in the morning and do those things that you put on the list. That's what discipline is. And no, it is not easy. But you're not going to get it from anyone else but you. And it's worth it, and it is the thing that is going to bring you freedom. So before you just run out and buy a dog because they're cute or whatever, think about the level of work, think about the level of responsibility. Now, what are the rewards? Some massive rewards. Number 1, security. No better security than a dog. Criminals do not like houses with dogs in them. Mm-hmm. They don't. They're going to go away. They're going to go to the next house. Mm-hmm. That's the single biggest deterrent for crime, for household crime, for breaking and entry is a dog. So if you have a dog, even the little scrappy dogs, like little small dogs, they're a deterrent. Yeah. Just because they're annoying, right? Yeah. Criminals like, this is too annoying. I'm not going in there. Yeah. How often do you sit down and talk to anyone for 3 hours or 2 hours?
Oh, I walked out of Joe Rogan and I remember telling him, I said, hey, that's the longest conversation I've ever had in my life with anybody, especially with a man. Like I didn't have any male figure. I had, there was no male figures in my neighborhood. One guy shot up a ready-made 24-hour clinic, and that was like the toughest dude we knew. And he was on pills, so he wasn't even really doing it out of his own heart.
You're saying people these days, they say, you gotta let your emotions out. You gotta let your emotions out. If you gotta cry. And I understand where that's coming from. And you can get to a point as a person, if there's something that's really traumatic that's happening and all you do is hold it in, and I've seen guys get destroyed over that because they're not expressing the emotions that they have. Right. But that's at a big level, right? At a daily level, no. You don't express those things. You keep them inside. That's why I say it like that. Like, I'm being kind of sarcastic, but at the same time, I'm being serious. Sometimes people have a hard time making that trust because they're so caught up and they don't want to meet someone else right away. That's fine. Start with yourself, right? Rely on yourself. Trust yourself. Because when someone breaks our trust, we question ourselves too. Yes. Like, we think my judgment's bad. I'm not a good judge of human character because I totally put my faith in this person and look what they did to me. So now we don't trust her. So you got to build that trust up. You got to build that trust up back again with yourself. How do you do that? Read, write, learn, work out, be alone. It's okay to be alone. So people get freaked out when they're alone. It's okay to be alone. It's okay. It's okay to be alone. There's no big deal. Enjoy it. Do something productive and build that trust up in yourself. Look back at the situation, learn from it. You hear Jordan Peterson talking about like aiming, and you got to take aim, right? Yeah. Well, this is a version of that, right? Yeah. When I get in there and I think, hey, I'm going to make this aisle look awesome. Yeah. Look at what I'm aiming at. I'm aiming to improve and get better and do a good job. If I go in there, this sucks. What am I aiming at? Yeah. I'm aiming at this sucking. That's actually where I'm gonna. The same thing when we used to do offensive driving. Mm-hmm. And when you're driving a car, if you start looking at if you got to go between obstacles and you start looking at one of those obstacles, you're gonna hit that obstacle. That's there's like a tendency that you're gonna hit the obstacle. You're gonna go where what you're looking at. Yeah. Same thing with this. If you think this job is gonna suck, well, guess what? The job is actually gonna suck now, and you're not gonna do it well, and you're not gonna get promoted, and you're not gonna be given more responsibility. You're not gonna be given any opportunities. So just be careful of that. I think that's a good lesson for everybody. If you're in a spot and you don't know what to do, and you're not sure where to go, and you don't know where the right direction is, start walking and start looking for opportunities, and they'll show up. That's my word of the day. When things go wrong, they always seem to happen at once, and they just compound on top of each other, and it's pretty easy sometimes to feel beaten when you're faced with all those issues and all those problems, and they all hit you at the same time. But let me tell you, that doesn't mean give up. In fact, it means the opposite. It means it's time for you to fight harder, to dig in. It means it's time for you to go on the warpath. And that starts with one of the fundamental laws of combat leadership: prioritize and execute. What's the biggest problem? Or what's causing the most stress? Family? Okay. Sit them down. Explain where you are at. Be blunt, be upfront, and then give them the simple plan of how you're going to get things back on track. Don't sugarcoat it. You give it to them straight. Next, you got some late payments. Call those creditors up. Explain to them what's going on. Set up some kind of a minimum payment plan so you can start making some progress and get them off your back. And then you got your job. Right? You're falling behind at work. Okay, talk to your boss. Face it. Tell him that you're going to step up your game. Tell him you're going to be at work early, you're going to be at work late, you're going to be at work during lunch, you're going to be wherever you need to be whenever he needs you to be there. Tell him you're going to get after it. And tell him that you're 100% committed to supporting him and the company and the mission. And then you get started. And I'm going to tell you right now, it won't be easy. it will be hard because life is hard. That's what life is. And these challenges that you face, they're going to do their best to take you down. Do not let them. Stand up, dig in. Line up those problems and confront them, face them, fight them. Do not let them bring you down. In fact, let those challenges raise you up. Let them elevate you. Let their demands and their trials make you stronger. Let the adversity you face today turn you into a better person tomorrow.